Hi, welcome to Frugal Bermuda. Today we are making cheese pizza that is delicious and kid approved. There was a point in time when I couldn't afford $20 pizza. Yes, I know it's such a shocker to some, but when the budget said no, I had to get creative. I had to make cheese pizza that is not $20. Over the years, I've probably made hundreds of pizzas. We served this all the time when we had parties at our house. We served it at my daughter's birthday parties. We have brought it to friends' potlucks. I cannot emphasize enough how quick, easy, and delicious this pizza dough recipe is. Obviously, the topping is something that you can play around with. My daughter has made this pizza dough into pizza bites. We kind of roll it out and then kind of get a circle cutter and then cut it out and put it in muffin tins. Also, I've let her use it with cookie cutters, and then it's just something fun for her to do. Pizza making is something that she loves to do. She's been doing it since she was so little, and it's something that we just kind of have fun with. It's definitely a recipe that there's so much stuff that you can make with the pizza dough as well. So one thing to note about this recipe, it does yield 2 medium-sized pizzas, so about 12 to 14 inches. So if you only want one, I'll put at the end of the video what you could do with the second dough, which basically you can save or freeze. I hope you enjoy, so let's get cooking. So the first step would be to get 3/4 cups of warm water. You need to make sure that the temperature of the water is between 110 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. This is kind of one of the key in letting the yeast bloom. Add half a tablespoon of sugar and add 1 tablespoon of yeast, or 1 package if you're using the prepackaged yeast. Let bloom or set aside for about 10 minutes. And if your yeast does not bloom, as you can see, it kind of grows bigger, your yeast is probably expired. You're gonna need a new batch because your dough is not going to rise. Get a large bowl and add all of the dry ingredients. Add 2 cups of flour, a teaspoon of garlic salt or just plain salt, and the spices. These are optional, but I do find that they give flavor to the dough, and I always add a tablespoon of garlic powder and a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. Obviously, if you like onion, you can add onion powder, or if you want oregano or basil, you can add more of those as well. After the yeast has bloomed, so after 10 minutes, add the dry ingredients, the yeast mixture, and 2 tablespoons of oil. Mix it together with a spatula, and then actually knead the dough as well. And you basically just need to knead it until it's all well incorporated. Put a cover on the bowl and proof it for about, between 5 minutes to 2 hours. I add a hot tea towel on top. So I actually put the a wet tea towel in the microwave for about a minute and a half, and then put it over. Just make sure that you use either touch it lightly or use tongs to make sure you don't burn your fingers when you take the tea towel out of the microwave. So I took 2 pictures. One is I proofed the dough for 30 minutes. As you can see, it's a little bit plumper but not as big. And then the next one is I actually did take it out after 2 hours, so it's a lot bigger. But as I mentioned, if you're pressed for time and you want pizza, it still tastes good even if you just rest it for 5 minutes. And I have done that in some of these recipes, in some of these pictures that you've seen. After the pizza has proofed, knead it a little bit and then split it into 2 dough balls. One obviously is a medium-sized pizza. I use a roller to kind of just roll out the circle shape for it. Once your dough is in the pizza pan, put your toppings on. I use Prego pizza sauce, some classical pesto, and mozzarella cheese, and I often add just cheddar cheese on top as well. The second dough I placed in a greased small bowl covered with plastic wrap, or I would have put it in the freezer in a Ziploc bag. Again, it just depends how long you're gonna leave it out. It can only be good in the fridge for about 5 days, but in the freezer it can keep for a few weeks. To bake the pizza, you need to preheat the oven to 425 degrees. Once it's heated, bake the pizza for about 9 to 12 minutes. So the first picture I'm showing is what it looked like after 9 minutes, and the second is after it's 12. And after it's baked, there's nothing else left to do but to eat the pizza. I hope you enjoy.
How does the pizza taste? Really good.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a Bermuda-ful day.